Welcome back to Inside Politics. Our guest today is the Comptroller of the state of Tennessee, Justin Wilson. Mr. Comptroller, your life could have been very different. In 1992, George H.W. Bush nominated you to the Sixth Circuit Appeals Court. You were nominated on the same day that John Roberts was also nominated to that same court, appellate court, not the Supreme Court as he serves today. But that was an election year, and much like what we have going on right now with who's going to replace the current vacancy on the court, you never got a chance to even have a hearing.
Well, of course, I was appointed by or nominated by a Republican president and the Democratic-controlled Senate, and so a hearing was never scheduled.
So you've been there. You've gone through that. What reflections, what feelings do you have about what's going on currently? The turnabout is fair play, or
well, that's not my fight, and I don't want to be involved in that issue. I want to focus on Tennessee issues.
Let's talk a little bit about politics. This is a presidential year, as we were just talking about. Every year, every election year, presidential election year, you go to New Hampshire, which has the first in the nation primary. You've done that now since 1996.
That's correct.
That's a long time. Why do you do that?
Well, it's fun, and it's interesting, and it's challenging, and you get to see a whole different way of looking at things, and you see
it's real retail politics. I mean, you can see the candidate maybe frequently. In fact, they stay in people's homes and stuff up there.
Well, over the years, it's become less so, but it still is. But what we know about it, you know, I took my son there, and he had his picture taken with every Republican candidate, except for well, he had it taken by Mr. Trump, but the camera didn't work. The camera broke. You know, and I spoke with Senator Sanders and Secretary Clinton.
So, how do you see the current situation, particularly in your party? Both parties are having a lot of turmoil this year about coming up with their candidates, but the Republicans in particular. Your father was one of the founders of the modern-day Tennessee Republican Party, was a major figure in the national party, served as national finance chair. Have you ever seen anything like it?
Well, sure. I mean, controversy is good, and you know, you want ideas and you want challenges. And, you know, that's one good thing I think about the Republican Party is it's the party of ideas, and we have things going on and different ways of looking at things, and I think that's healthy.
Well, usually the Republican Party is who's next, and they sort of know where it's going to go fairly quickly. In this particular case, is your party ready? Are you ready to vote for Donald Trump if he's your nominee?
Well, you know, I don't want to say how I'm going to vote or not, but I think it's very highly likely I'll be voting for the Republican nominee.
No matter who he is?
I think it's highly likely I'll be voting for the Republican nominee.
As you're looking for who you may be thinking about supporting in the Tennessee primary coming up on March 1st, are you looking more on the moderate wing of the party?
Well, I'm not going to get into who I'm going to vote for.
Now, it's quite a bit of turmoil on the Democratic side as well. Did you get a feeling for up there as to why there was such strong support for Senator Sanders up there?
Well, I guarantee you it's there.
She won that state 8 years ago.
I guarantee you it's there. It is unbelievable. The crowds at the event I went for Senator Sanders were enthusiastic, they were young, and they were knowledgeable. The event I went for Senator, well, she was a senator, Senator Clinton. It was more of the professional class.
What do you think as we go forward? Going back to what your dad's dominance in helping to build the Republican Party in Tennessee, what would he think about the dominance that the Republicans have in this state today? Would he have believed it was possible?
Well, there are different ways of looking at dominance. If you look at the dominance in the national level, he was here and very much involved in the '94 election when they took both Senate seats and the governorship.
But not the kind of dominance they had in the legislature.
But he died in 2008, and I don't believe he would have contemplated. In fact, I didn't even contemplate in as late as October of that year that the Republicans would take the majority. I think that would be completely outside of his consciousness. I don't
And
think.
now the majority is even to the point where the Democrats don't even have to be there for them to have a quorum. I mean, they have a supermajority, as they call
That's
it.
correct.
And they had now for several times, and it looks like it's likely to persist, particularly since the Republicans, for the first time a couple of years ago, had the opportunity to help draw the lines. And redistricting can make a big difference in how the seats turn out.
Well, the Democrats kept control for the length of time they did because of redistricting.
Now, there's been a controversy up where you work in the Capitol grounds and the Legislative Plaza about having guns there. It looks like for now it's been sort of moved along. Maybe we'll come up again about guns being allowed in the plaza when the legislators move to the Cordell Hall complex. You're going to be in the Cordell Hall complex too, or at least adjacent to it. Do you care or not whether people can bring their gun permits to
You know, in our office, we've got a rule that we don't deal with some of the issues that are really outside the scope of the comptroller's office.
And that's one of them.
Guns are one. Guns is right on that list of things, and no one in our office talks about those issues, and so we're very careful not to do so.
Mr. Comptroller, thank you so much for coming in. So many topics and so little time. We'll try to have you back in the future. And thank you for joining us on Inside Politics. Hope you can be back here again for a future show. If you can't get enough politics in the meantime, go to the News Channel 5 website. You'll find my Capitol View commentary there. The Zoo commentary posted every Friday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back here next time. Goodbye.